first part of this is we're sitting in this position with our feet flat, knees bent, okay? And you'll transition to knee, heel, and then rotate to the other side. Always keeping knee, heel, all right? Bring your feet wider, good. We go heel, knee, up, down on our butt again, rotate to the other side, and then we go up. Pushing our hip forward, and then coming back down. Knee, heel, up, and then we kick through to where our knee is pointing. Shift the hip, and we come back down and go to the other side. Is heel, knee, up, okay, kick through, back toe down, up, rotate, stretch down into that squat, keeping the knees out, okay, and rotate back, down, toe flat, kick back. Next one is overhead squat, just really putting it all together, warming up the hips and the back. So arms over your head, feet about shoulder width apart, okay? Trying to keep those arms up near our ears the whole time. And we'll do 10. We're going to go over breathing. Okay, a big piece to the squat, whether you're doing reps or heavy weight, is the way you breathe. And it changes depending on the reps. So we're going to go through that intra-abdominal pressure and the diaphragmatic breathing. Good. One more. Nice. So then the next step is I want you to breathe in deep. When you feel your abdomen fill up, I want you to pull it in tight as if you're going to push all that air out, but don't let it out. Okay? So this is your bracing. Okay? Ready? And then tighten and release. All right, so the next step is making sure that as you go through the squat, that you're stacking properly. So what I'm gonna have you do is give me your squat, let me see what you do, and then we can go from there. Key points to Johnny's squat would be keeping that core tight, working on that intra-abdominal pressure, the Valsalva maneuver, keeping that neutral hip all the way through the squat so that he doesn't get the, what we call a butt wink at the bottom, which then tends to wear out that hip girdle through the squat over time. Notice the bar is right on those traps, okay? That's good, right? Elbows in, squeeze tight, right? And now Go for it. Hands on your hips, right? And so when we go through that squat, he's going to actually take and make his spine neutral, as opposed to stretching out his glutes and his hamstring, because he's got a big anterior shift, right? Good. So when you go through the squat now, I want you to keep a neutral spine, all right? And I want you to sit into that squat, okay? Key points to Matt's squat would be hip shift. He has a large anterior shift of the hip, which makes him arch quite a bit, which stretches out those glutes and hamstrings and locks out the flexibility or range of motion into the squat. So we would work on keeping a neutral hip so that he can get into that depth even if it's just parallel to the ground. Step back a little bit more. Good. Go ahead and squat. Good. And again, step back a little bit more. Good. Good. So this is good. Don't worry about that block. Okay? Get it out of your head. Okay? You're not going to touch the box. So squat just like your squat you did without the bar. Now you have a bar under that. Okay. Like that's all I want you to think about is just sitting into that squat.
So don't touch the.
Just I want you to sit down.
That's it.
Yep. And let's come back up. Good. So now from there, I want you to just tap that box and come right back up. Okay. Weight into those heels. Drive those knees out over those feet. And then come up. Yep. And again. Yep. One more. Good. Rapid. With rock squat is grabbing the ground with your toes, pushing through those heels, driving those knees over those heels, getting down into that squat, tapping the box, popping out of that squat with your glutes, quads, and core tight. The important parts that I would go through with clients is rack height. If that rack is too high and you were to unrack it, you're going to be all up in your neck. Okay? If that bar is too low and we are loading up that bar, you're using a lot of back and core engagement to try and get that bar off the rack. So it's very important whether you're doing a low bar squat, right? If we're going low, okay, or high, or normal, that we put it in the correct spot on the rack.
So does the bar go on your upper trap or lower on your shoulder?
So you never want it towards the upper part of the trap, which gets into the neck, okay? Because if you put that bar this high on your back, you're basically just cutting off the circulation, all right? So what we try to do is we get right onto the shoulder, or we get below the trap, okay? It's really actually into the mid part of the trap. And then, or if you're going low, you're going really low on the back, and your body, you're trying to compensate on the bottom. If you have any questions about what we went over today on squat, reach out to us at info@pftaustin.com. We'll also be adding links to some beginner squat programs in the description below.
If you want more information about PFTA Austin, check us out at pftaustin.com, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.